with the hairdryer incident and the iron incident and the flashlight incident, Guwahati faced a lot of backlash.
When your is damp, your clothes, you put the iron. When the pitch is damp, there is no sunlight. What will you do?
What is your day-to-day responsibility?
In the morning, you have to advise the government how the government should function in most of their issues. Actually, I was never interested to be a sports administrator.
Do you think Guwahati and this beautiful ground that we have behind us, the Barsapara, will ever host a test match?
Of course, it is in the pipeline.
Guwahati Gully Cricket khela jaga nahi.
Every locality there was an open space.
Yes.
Maybe a open ground or a school ground. Now that things are things of the past.
Welcome to another episode of Guwahati Connection. And I'm standing here at the beautiful ACA Cricket Stadium, the Barsapara ground, if you must. My guest for today is Devajit Saikia. Devajit Da is the Advocate General of Assam. He's the Joint Secretary of the BCCI. And he has really revealed a lot of information today and had a fantastic chat with me. I hope you stick to the end of the video so that we can go through the infamous snake incident, the blow dryer incident, or understand what the future of cricket happens. Oh, in fact, we also revealed who the next coach is. But for that, you'll have to stick to the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching Guwahati Connection and making the Gplus YouTube family about 35,000 strong. I would love it if you could drop a subscribe button if you are new to the channel, or if you've already been watching. Thank you so much for supporting and helping us continue to grow. Anyway, I hope you watch the end of the video and stay tuned. All right, sir. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So I want to read a small paragraph for you, okay? And then you tell me how you would like to respond to it. Now, a first-class cricketer, a senior advocate at Guwahati High Court, the secretary of the Guwahati Town Club, former secretary of ACA, advocate general of Assam, and also the joint secretary of BCCI. Mane tar baddi, you also have the Guwahati Sports Association and you're associated with the town club. Have you always been an overachiever?
I don't think so. These are all consequently one come after another. All are interlinked. You have to have a profession. So I joined the profession sometime in 1997. So gradually everybody wants to grow up in their career. So initially I became the Additional Advocate General of Meghalaya in 2009. For 2 years I was the Additional Advocate General of Meghalaya. Then upgraded to Assam in 2011. Till 2014 I was the Additional AG in Assam. 2016, when Honorable Sarbananda Sonowal became the Chief Minister of Assam, he got me into the position of Senior Additional Advocate General. And with Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma coming as Chief Minister in 2021, he chose me as his Advocate General. So that is my professional career. But other than the Advocate General's position also, or Additional Advocate, I was also a freelance practitioner. I was doing a lot of private cases. I started my practice in 1997. And 2006 till 2006, I was doing all private cases. And I was also known for doing a lot of MSCT cases. So I feel very privileged to go to the downtrodden people, the most neediest people of the society, and that shape up my career. Now I am into the constitutional law at present, being the AG of Assam.
Right. Now, this is the question that is clear, immediate follow-up. Bahut manuhe jane, they know about, okay, as the Advocate General of Assam, but what is the role and responsibility of the AG? What is your day-to-day responsibility?
The day-to-day responsibility of the Advocate General is to, in the morning you have to advise the government how the government should function in most of their issues and in their policy-making exercises. And nowadays, you know, every decision of the government, every policy of the government, every law set down by the legislature are put to challenge by this way or that way in the High Court, under 226 or in the Supreme Court. So we have to give advice how the law should be framed at one point of time, how the things should be dealt at the administrative level, at the policy making level, and at the same time back end we have to save and protect the government's decision in the honorable court also when it is put to challenge.
Yes. So do you sometimes feel that protecting the government's decision makes you sort of a public enemy? Sometimes, maybe.
Of course. When I was dealing some very sensitive cases like the master workers regularization issues, that was a human problem. So many people were put to job in master role capacities. Most of them were backdoor entries, and government, when they wanted to regularize, then Supreme Court came with some cases not to allow them for their regularization. Then they came to the court, wanted directions from the court, and we have to defend the government's decision on the basis of various other pronouncements that they cannot be regularized. That created a problem with the human factor. Like recently, one case, ASTC during the course of last 4 or 5 years inducted about 771 employees, all through backdoor entries by some of the persons involved in the administration. So when the present government wanted to throw them out because their entry was illegal, so they came to the court, and now the case is going on. And every day I get about 10 to 15 messages from those persons who are thrown out of job, citing their family problems, citing their humanitarian consideration, all these things. And I feel sometimes there's a conflict within me, whether I should protect the government or I should stay away. So these are certain issues. Take the example of madrasas. When it was closed by the government, I have to defend the government decision. So it might have antagonized some section of the society. These are part and parcel of the game. You cannot please everybody, and you have to take the brief of your client. I do not have any personal say. Whatever my clients want me to do, on the basis of legal principles, I have to defend the government or whoever is my client.
Right. And in terms of legal challenges, how you cited a couple of examples, ASTC or the madrasa issue, what are some of the other pressing challenges, pressing legal challenges that the Assam government has today?
Now, in every, so take one very good initiative has been taken by the government of Assam under a central government scheme called PM Divine Scheme to have a proper pilgrimage access corridor in Kamakhya. Even that is a put to challenge by some vested interested. So that case is now coming up. So when the government wants to give proper facilities for the pilgrimage to access the mandir without touching the mandir also, that also has become a part of the challenge in the court. That way, when Dighali Pukhuri was tried to be developed as a very nice war zone, and not war zone, the war memorial, then APIL has come up. So in every issue, when this Kamakhya overbridge was, Nilachal overbridge was being built, there was public interest litigation. They want us work to be stopped. So there are always a certain section of the society who does not want the society to progress. As a result, the government is put to or dragged to the court to defend one thing is that they have to frame a policy. They have to get the budget to get the things going. They have to implement the project. And at the same time, a certain section of the people does not want the government to be successful in various socially important projects. Like take the example of Joo Road also, that flyover. When trees were cut, so many hue and cry was there. But ultimately, when the bridge is completed, the overbridge is now, everybody is enjoying the fruit. So these are part and parcel, and that is why we are all surviving. The court has to function, the police has to function. Same is the situation with the lawyers also.
Yes. Would you consider that all the cases that you have taken up as the AG for Assam government, you think you have done successfully well? You have done well for your client?
I do not want to lose any case. That is my, I do not know. I fight tooth and nail. Hardly one or two cases we might have got negative results here. Maybe we are going to get it corrected in the Supreme Court. But most of the cases, because we do our homework properly, while framing a policy, our Chief Minister is very proactive, so as his colleague ministers. So when we have to have certain policies or certain acts to be legislated, we do a proper homework so that in the coming times, when it is put to challenge, we are on a stronger footing. We should not put ourselves in a sticky wicket when it is in the court.
Now, for all the young people watching this, and which is why I took additional 30 seconds to read out your extensive history and the kind of work that you have done. How do you ask the young generation today, and how do you tell them, how do you manage time efficiently?
You have to switch on and switch off. When I am in the court, from 10:30 till 4:15, you will not find me discussing cricket or any other activities. But once I sit in my car from the court and I reach town club or I reach ACA Stadium in Barsapara, at that point of time, I do not want to meet any lawyer. I do not want to meet any client. So I am switch off from the court activities and I am into a different zone. So when you switch off and switch on and once I again go back to my home and at 6:30 I sit in my chamber, I don't allow any cricketers to enter into my chamber. At that time is for my clients and my legal work. So that is how we have to program our day-to-day activities.
Now, particularly with the BCCI, you clearly transformed yourself from from a law practitioner and also into sports administration. If you can tell us a little bit about the transition.
Actually, I was never interested to be a sports administrator. If you look at my past, then I was a very active player. So 7-8 years I was playing at the highest level till I attained the age of 21. Thereafter, for some reasons, I gave up cricket at very early stage. Then it was never my intention to be an administrator in cricket or in any other sports. That was not my forte, and that was not to my liking. Even today, I don't enjoy being an administrator. That is a very strong statement I am making. I always love to play, be a part of the game instead of administering. Just like a player is always better than the umpires,
Right.
or a lawyer is always better than the judges.
But you have transitioned wonderfully also.
No, that thing is that the certain situations compel me to come to this field.
Okay.
Because if you look at the past history of Assam Cricket Association, especially from 2002 to 2016, I never stepped in Assam Cricket Association's office at Nehru Stadium or at Barsapara. Simple reason was that the people who were manning those administrative posts or who are running the cricket, they were always doing certain things which is not conducive for development of the game, and it is not in the interest of the players. So I always have some grievance. And finally, when I saw that lot of corruptions had taken place in our association activities, so with the help of late Sahajananda Oja, I fought a case in the Honorable Guwahati High Court through a PIL, and got some orders which restricted some of the persons who were at the helm of affairs till 2016. They were not allowed to participate in the election, and thereafter, under the supervision of the Honorable Guwahati High Court, fresh election took place. And in the meantime, after Supreme Court's intervention in various administrative aspects of the BCCI also, new constitution came, and from 2019 I got actively involved with as an administrator. But other than that, I was always part of the sports. I was playing for Guwahati Town Club, I was playing for Navajyoti Club, and I took some responsibility of developing Guwahati Town Club, which is a very old club of Guwahati, and the whole northeastern region takes pride in that institution. So I was the General Secretary from 2008. Our Honorable Chief Minister was the President. So both of us took a resolve that we'll develop that club, and today you see that club is running in a very good manner, in a very professional way.
Now, so as a first-class cricketer, of course, you have seen the early days of Assam cricket. And today, as your position, apart from everything you do at the Central, as Joint Secretary of BCCI, you also have a lot of state-wide responsibility. How do you see the changes that have come in, and how is it easy or difficult for players?
Because one thing you have to always consider that for players, the major issue was that there was not proper infrastructure. Unless you give proper infrastructure, which means the cricket pitch, the cricket ground, the practice facilities, once you give them, then only you expect good results from them. But in our case, we hardly have few turf wickets in Assam when we took charge in 2019. So immediately we took on a mission mode to develop cricket grounds all across the state. And during my term with Raman Dutta as the president of ACA, that first Apex Council of Assam Cricket Association, which was there in position from 2019 to 2022 later part, we developed about 23 grounds in Assam, and that created the basic requirement of infrastructure. And now you see, we have a very big pool of cricketers who are aiming to get into the state team. So earlier there was hardly 20 or 30 boys from whom we have to select the boys. Now we have running a very important cricket tournament in Assam called Assam Premier Club Championship, where about 7,800 players are playing, and they are all aspiring to become a Ranji Trophy player. So we have a very big pool, and that is why Riyan Parag and a lot of other cricketers are coming up. And today also you are very happy to know that Uma Chetri has made her position in the test team. So she is the first test player from Assam to make it to the Indian team, the blue jersey at the senior level in the test. She is already there in the ODIs or T20s earlier. But today the team has been announced, and she is a part of the squad for the South African team, which is traveling to India in next 10 days time. She is a part of the test squad, the T20 squad, as well as the ODI squad. So that is a big thing for Assam, and Riyan also is doing extremely well. He is also knocking the door.
Right. So clearly the transition you have, beautifully put it on cricket. On cricket there is a lot of growth. I also want an understanding from you, if you could share, what else has Guwahati seen? Because you're a Guwahati person, Guwahati and Assam, what progress have they seen in terms of overall sports development?
There are a lot of things we have to do. Of course, in badminton, it has already done its part. Badminton is doing very good. I see tennis is not progressing as it should have been doing. Boxing also, although Lovelina and Sumita, a lot of players are coming up. Those are their individual efforts and maybe the efforts from the national body. But hardly we find any proper boxing ring in the state of Assam. That's why in 2022, as a part of the Guwahati Town Club, with the instruction of our Chief Minister, we established a boxing academy in Guwahati Town Club. And I think that is the only proper practice facilities for boxers in the city. And in Assam, we hardly have that kind of facilities. In spite of that, Lovelina is a success story. So are a lot of other, Jamuna, Boru, Angsumita, all they are doing well. But that is because of their own personal efforts. As a whole, we have to develop. The most important thing we have to do is that we have to have proper structure for football, which is very miserably missing in our state. So that is why one reason why I have entered into Guwahati Sports Association last year. Everybody was a little bit shocked also that why I come to the grassroots level. So in Guwahati Sports Association, there is a lot of scope for development of football. Cricket is already there. Assam Cricket Association is doing well for development of all district sports associations cricket activities. But through GSA, we are trying to promote the game of football. So that is our prime goal now, and that is why I am a part of GSA as a General Secretary.
All right. So now that you've just conducted two amazing matches, of course, one unfortunately got rained out, but the other match was quite successfully done. Well done, I might add. Devajit, what kind of pressure do you face when people ask, Dada, free pass lage? People need free passes. How do you handle that?
Sometimes I feel that it is not proper to bring matches to Guwahati. Why people, everybody, all are very well off, very well-to-do family. Everybody is asking for a free pass. He can pay 1,000 rupees, 750, or at the maximum 3,000 rupees. But the time he wasted here, I can give you ample number of examples. They will be waiting outside the ACA gate or outside my chamber or outside the General Secretary's chamber, waiting for a pass. I don't know what has actually gripped the Guwahatians. Whenever it is not only with cricket, if you have a musical concert also in Guwahati, everybody wants a free pass, as if it is a status symbol. I do not understand. That psyche has really ruined the Guwahati people. The same people, when they go to Shillong for a rock concert, they will ask me from where we can buy the passes. And the same people will ask where I can get the free passes in Guwahati. So that is the irony, and that is actually discouraging the organizers. So it is not that, because certain concerts are being organized to generate funds for some various social causes. So in Guwahati Town Club, we are running a football academy. So every year we need about 1 CR to 1.5 CR as a fund to run the academy. So we were regularly hosting musical concerts, starting from Sankaresh Ranloy, then Bombay Vikings, Sunidhi Chauhan, Jagjit Singh, then Pankaj Udhas, Ustad Zakir Hussain Khan. All these concerts we stopped in 2017 because sometimes we find that giving free passes is more important than hosting the concert to generate revenue. So instead of that, we are trying to find out other sources of revenue generation than hosting a concert. So this is a very bad thing for Assam. For Guwahati especially, I think in the coming days, we have to change our psyche.
Right. Do you think Guwahati and this beautiful ground that we have behind us, the Barsapara, will ever host a test match?
Of course, it is in the pipeline.
Oh, wonderful. Can you give us some more information when, what is awaited?
For this year's schedule has already been announced, but in 1 or 2 years' time, Barsapara will host a cricket match. But the thing is that whether a cricket match will be success here or not, because this stadium has a capacity of about 40,000 people. To fill up a 40,000 capacity stadium in Barsapara for hosting a test match, I don't think it will be very easy to fill up the stands. We need people in the stands. Most of the test centers are having that problem. So that is why, with the initiative of our Honorable Chief Minister, on behalf of Assam Government, we are already started the construction of a stadium in Amingaon, which will have a capacity of about 23,000, which will be 17,000 less. And in all probability, that stadium will be very beautiful, like this one only. But that stadium which we are going to promote as a test center. So that the stadium should look good, number one. The ground should be perfect, as well as the stands should be full and the match is being played.
So I think having full stands is very important.
Very important. If we bring a test match here and if you see only 500 people are sitting, unless we give free tickets. But if you go to England and all the places, but of course the stadiums are much smaller. But if you go to Australia like the Boxing Day test, this year India is playing Australia for 5. You will see all the stands will be filled up. Because the connoisseur of cricket, of the game, they still love cricket, test cricket. No doubt T20 is a huge success, but at the same time, in most of the places, test match is equally popular.
So T20 being a success, of course, it became a reduced version of the 50 over ODI. It got a lot of glam, it got a lot of power, action, energy. बहुत की बाकी हुमाल है. Do you think test may be dying a slow death? This I am asking to the sports administrator in you and not the first class cricketer.
I am sure that test match is not going to die. In fact, it is getting popular day by day. You see the test series which are coming up. India, Australia. I am sure the tickets will be open very soon and it will be filled up. Like the Ashes series. It is almost full. So, if there is a one-sided test series, then of course there are some issues. But generally speaking, tests are very popular. And test match are not going to die. Just like the Wimbledon or this clay court now ongoing, that French Open is going on. One of the matches takes 4 hours, 5 hours, but people are still watching. You see all the stands are full and people are watching in television also. When you are playing on a clay court, the matches spread over 5 hours, 6 hours. But people are not getting away from the game.
Talking about Guwahati's star boy, Riyan Parag, who had a fantastic season. Now, where is his career? How would you see his career for over the next 5 years? What do you think?
Definitely, he is a very seasoned cricketer. He is gradually progressing. That is very important. One day success will ruin a cricketer. He has fought from when he was under 17. He played extremely well when he was under 19. He played for the country in various stages. In the World Cup also, series in England also, he scored 4 consecutive 50s in England in English condition in 2017-18. So those were his foundation. Then he was with Rahul Dravid for the junior level cricket, being a part of the India's champion team also. And gradually he had some initial problem with the IPL. Now you see he has totally matured. And when the progress is gradual, then you see that he will peak at the right time and he will have a long career. If it is a sudden, there are a lot of, the word called one match wonder, 2 match wonder. I am sure he is going to be a lambe door ka ghora. So that will be his status.
And any other player you think outside of Riyan Parag from Assam?
I had lot of expectation from Mukhtar. He is still young, 22, 23, 24. In his initial debut Ranji Trophy season at 20 years, he got 40 wickets. He was getting a third highest wicket in the season in Ranji Trophy when he was 20. Thereafter, there were some issues, which is injuries. But he is under rehab now. He is one potential. Then Rajakuddin from Tejpur was a potential, but he is also having some injury problems. Avinav Chaudhary, he is doing very good. He's a spinner. Rishabh Das is doing well. We have lot of hope in Danish Das. So players are there. Then Akash Sengupta. So I'm sure in the coming time, even Mrinmoy is doing well, but Mrinmoy is little bit slow. But if he is into the proper mode, then I am sure he will also be a success story.
All right. A lot of interesting names, a lot of names that have come up, and we hope to see them do well in the upcoming big matches. Now, I will come back and take you back to say 2017-18 a little bit, and not to just unnecessarily rile up or bring up old issues, but with the hairdryer incident and the iron incident and the flashlight incident, Guwahati faced a lot of backlash. The organization and the organizing body faced a lot of backlash. How did you handle social media's trolling? I am not going to talk about Kyo is not the correct question, but how did you handle or deal with the social media impact?
Actually, this is media's creation, number one. They have trivialized a very important issue. If you go and Google anything, what are the modes of drying a cricket pitch at night? What are the different modes are used? You will find The first photograph will come up from Perth. It's a pizza tray. There are fans. Stand fans are being used to dry up the ground. There are blowers. There are irons. These are the normal things, and these are in the list ICC requires you to keep it in your go down. People do not know. They are making fun of it. But this is not fun. At night, suppose today we are having 5 days continuous rain and there is no sun coming out. You could not dry up your clothes. How will you do it?
The iron, the blow dryer, you use those.
Basically, those scientific equipments are only used. So when a blower is used, what is a hair dryer? It's a blower. Hot air comes out. What is an iron? When you have to iron you put some, when it is damp, your clothes, you put the iron. When the pitch is damp, there is no sunlight. What will you do? So these are basic things people don't, and they are making fun. When you have the keyboard and when you have the social media platform, you can write anything. You can write all rubbish, but that shows your level of intelligence. If you Google and if you try to find out, the heading will get weird things to use for drying up cricket pitches in various situations. When in part, that one, pizza tray with coal, charcoal on top of it was used. Same thing was done in Trivandrum. Same thing was done in Manchester. So these are the normal things. So there is nothing fun about it. There is nothing funny here.
I think after this clip, after this video, a lot of people are going to be.
I do not want to educate these boys. If they do not want to know, it's up to them. At the end of the day, if they look at the ICC's regulation, what are the things you have to keep in your godown, in your armory for the purpose of ground maintenance? These are in the list.
Okay. ठीक ना खाली hair dryer Google search trend to high हो जाओ पड़े.
What is a hair dryer? It's a blower, hot air blower. You have various types of blower. One is a smaller, one is a bigger. The same thing. We still have those dryers and hair dryers, blowers, etc. in our go down. Every day, these are mandatory. The umpires will come and see. And when a match is being conducted, it is under the match referee's instructions. You have to do everything. The local association, these people do not know that who runs the show in the game. Who was at the helm of affairs in that match? It was David Boone. He instructed the 2 umpires, the field umpires. And without field umpires and match referee's direction, nothing can be removed, nothing can be used. Even to put the cover also, there should be instruction. What roller is to be used, what dryer has to be used, what are the different modes can be used, whether a fan is to be used. Everything is as per their direction. These are all guided principles. These are all regulated. Assam Cricket Association, Devajit Saikia, Tridip Kaur, Roman Dotto has nothing to do there. All these things are under their control and we have no control. We do not know what are the things there, what are the things not there.
From what I understand, once ICC takes over the pitch, no one from the local...
That takes place 7 days earlier. Yes. That match took place on 5th of January 2020, not in 2017 or 18. And on 31st December, we handed over the ground. Thereafter, one of the boy of the association wanted to take the measurements of the groundsmen for some t-shirts or jackets or something. It was a winter time. They were not allowed to get into the ground because a lot of anti-corruption issues are there and various other issues are there. So nobody from the association is permitted to enter into the ground once it is being taken over by the ICC or the BCCI. And that was a bilateral match, so it is under ICC's control. So David Boone was the match referee, deputed by ICC.
All right, sir. Thank you for clarifying and educating our viewers today. I think it's important.
If you want to get yourself educated, you will learn. If you want to make fun of it, you can still continue. Have fun, enjoy.
Now I have just a couple of questions remaining. I have something that will take you to the past. Guwahati Gully Cricket khela jaga na hai. Now the current way Guwahati has become, there's not enough space for people to play gully cricket, and that's how we played. There's lack of open space or we are not playing gully cricket. Do you think that has become a dampener in the child spirit to explore?
I fully agree because when we were a child, every locality there was an open space, maybe an open ground or a school ground. Now that things are things of the past. We don't see that kind of things. Whenever there is somebody wants to play, in spite of lot of restrictions, judges feel we have to allow people to come and play in their own way. Latasil is facing the same situation. So these are certain conditions which cannot overturn now. So there was some lacking in the planning, but with the present government, there's an initiative to have more playgrounds and parks in the city. So in coming time, definitely we'll have to do, and maybe at some time we may have a lot of indoor stadiums, or on the rooftop also there may be some cricket grounds which is enclosed.
Right, right. I think turfs have become very popular for people to go and
And even the small areas for futsal, 5 players, 6 players are playing football in very narrow areas.
Now coming to the last element, India and World Cup. Two things very close by. Do you think India is a strong contender to win the World Cup?
Of course, India is in the top form, and most of the players are just out of the IPL. So they should be in full form. They are full of practices last 2 months. They are with the same format of cricket, and very soon they will be doing the same thing in USA. On 5th, they are opening their match against Ireland in New York.
Right. And a lot of speculation is being made about the head coach of the Indian cricket team. There are some rumors here and there, but who is BCCI's top contender for?
You just wait. We have a system called media advisory. So in the media advisory, you will come to know.
No, but you can give us one small hint, perhaps.
I am not supposed to speak anything. Maybe I am privy to most of the things, but we are not supposed to. We have a system in place. So there is a proper channel of disclosing it to the media and for the people.
All right. And the final question is the BCCI's planning and BCCI's future. Where is women's cricket headed to?
2 major things in our tenure we have done. One is that we are giving pay parity to the women's cricketer in terms of the men's. So that was the first major decision when Roger Binny and Jaisa took charge along with us, the 5 Apex Council members, and along with 4 more. The first major decision was to give equal pay to the women's cricketer in terms of the men's cricketer. So after BCCI introduced it about 1.5 years ago, now US Opens is doing the same thing, and lot of other associations are following the same route. In tennis, they have come up with the same thing, and same are being done in some other cricket associations of the world. So that is number 1. And number 2, to give more encouragement to the women's cricketer, we have introduced WPL, Women's Premier League, last year, which was unexpectedly very much successful. 5 teams we have started with. Now in that coming time, it will definitely expand. So from that, lot of young girls, even from Assam, there is a lot of enthusiasm, and more girls are taking up the sports, because to play for the Indian team, there are very limited scope. But when you have 5 franchises, or when you will have more franchises, lot of fringe players will get opportunities to play, come to the limelight, and also become professionals.
All right, welcome to the rapid fire round of Guwahati Connection. We'll quickly move to him and ask him some interesting questions, and we'll set and start. Sir, are you ready?
Hopefully I am ready.
Please don't take more than 3 seconds to answer. No, all rapid fire no hobo, right? Okay, Dhoni or Virat, which side are you on?
Dhoni.
Best player in the Indian cricket team right now?
It's a very important question and very critical also. I cannot answer right now.
Who do you think could be the next captain of the Indian cricket team?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Too intelligent, sir. No. But you don't want to take a guess? One name.
I'll wait for your guess.
All right. But the next follow-up question is also very simple. Who could be the next coach of the Indian cricket team?
Let us guess for some few more hours.
ठीक है sir. Gully cricket or playing cricket in the stadium?
Playing cricket in the stadium.
All right. Sports or law?
Sports.
And that was pretty much it. I hope you had a good conversation with me, and I'm very happy that you could give us the time, sir.
Thank you so much.
For all those of you watching, thank you so much for sticking to the end of the video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. We have become 35,000 strong on YouTube, and we are very close to making big announcements on this particular series of the Guwahati Connection. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.